Hello, everyone, and welcome to an exciting live episode of Hack the Movies. It's a great night. We're going to have a great time. We are talking about The Penguin, and of course, it's a live action Batman thing. I couldn't do this without my homeboy, Frank.
I didn't know this was live.
Yeah. Frank,
Hey,
who got
everybody.
a USB mic after the many comments we got about how terrible his audio was.
I spent about $2,000. The guy on the corner sold it to me. They told me they couldn't get any for any cheaper, but I needed it today, so I didn't want to piss anybody off, Tony.
That reminds me real quick, Frank, we did Batman Cape Crusader last time. And I forgot
Yes,
to
we
tell
did.
you, on Patreon, our wallpaper, Nick Code made a beautiful Boys Month 2 wallpaper, and he made you Batman. I got to send it to you afterwards. You're going to really like it.
Whoa, what was that? Like 2 months ago?
That was in August.
And you still haven't sent it to me?
One of the best months ever, Boys
Thank you,
Month
Nick.
2. None of those broads are on the channel. Speaking of which, hi, Crystal.
Ew.
How are you doing, Crystal?
I am doing so
How's Florida?
super busy. Florida itself, the state,
It looks great. It looks like it's fun to be down there.
it's beautiful. It's 80 degrees. I got palm trees. I've been fucking working my ass off, but
well, that's good. I mean, it's been way too dry up here. I can't use my fire pit because we have
I heard you guys can't do that. I heard there's been like an insane amount of fires.
Well, I found out late because I looked in my backyard and saw that there was a log from 2 days before still smoking. I'm like, thought I put that out.
My
like,
brother,
wait. Set PA on fire, dude.
Oh my God. My brother's a volunteer firefighter, and apparently if they see a bonfire or something like that happening, and like the police are called, the police department has to put it out. He's been doing nothing but spraying out like bonfires and stuff like that. Like the people themselves can't even. Yeah, because they can cause.
I can call the fire department and tell them that Tony has a fire at his house, and they'll come down and just spray his whole backyard.
Done.
You're like, no.
Anyway, we are talking about the Penguin, DC's The Penguin. Before we get too far into it, guys, the name of the game here for these live episodes is Super Chats, baby. Leave those Super Chats if you want us to say something specific or answer a question within reason. Okay, don't ask us who we voted for. I think we all know, and they won. Anyway, if you
voted for Lex Luthor.
What was that? Oh yeah,
you voted for Lex Luthor, man.
I did Kanye West again. I thought Kanye was in the running again. Like, let's go.
I was real upset that he wasn't. I really thought this was his year.
I voted Kanye all the way, baby.
I think that if everyone from Hack the Movies next time in 4 years writes down Tony's name, Tony from Hack the Movies, because that's his last name, I think we can get some votes going.
Hey, I'll be eligible next time. I can finally run.
CNN will be like,
because you're old as fuck.
Shut up. But yeah, leave us super chat. We'll say anything or answer any question within reason. And also, shout out to our favorite people who are currently doing a meetup. Riley and Mint gifted 10 Hack the Movies memberships. Riley had his first mandated court appearance. He turned down the plea deal, and they're going to trial later in January.
So for the people that don't know what you're talking about, would you like to explain quickly?
Well, no, because you told me you had a hard out, and we don't have enough time. So
go ahead real quick. It's worth it.
No, Riley,
it's all your fault, Crystal.
I'm sorry I have work at 6 a.m. tomorrow. It's a freaking 22-hour day.
Riley was being very funny, and a guy who claims to be a libertarian cried to the government to get him to stop. That's the short version. Anyway, the Penguin. We got to talk about the Penguin. Yes, this is a spin-off of The Batman from 2022. If you're new here and haven't clicked off because you had no idea what we were talking about and you don't know who Riley is, we actually reviewed The Batman. It was actually Frank's first full episode. Before that, you had a few appearances, but this was your first full review.
Was that my first full episode? Wow. When did that come out? 2019? 2020?
No, 2022.
2022. No way, dude. That was my first full episode?
You're brand new.
Yeah. Wow, dude. It's
Frank,
like I
you're
just
brand
got my
new.
Thank you guys for having me.
you appeared in a couple things, and that was a good moment for you. And I'm glad I got you after Kieran decided last minute he didn't want to do it. And I went, oh fuck, who else? Who else knows
Kieran.
Batman? Really? Because I know Crystal does, but I need someone who read more of the comics. I'm like, wait, Frank.
And then the trio began.
Yes, and
Yay.
if you haven't watched the Batman in a while, I suggest you watch it while listening to us on Patreon for our commentary track. It's the definitive way. Did Frank just freeze?
That is the best frozen image of him
Frank,
I could ever.
are you frozen? Did Frank
He's frozen. That's frozen, and it's in the best pause. Like,
what just happened?
Frank, I'll message him.
Crystal, do you have a drink on you? Can we?
Oh wait, it's this way.
Oh wait, I gotta do it too. Hold on. Okay, waiting for Frank.
Yeah, I'll text him right now.
He just said, what happened?
Why is he asking us?
Oh, now it just died.
He went through a tunnel.
I'm gonna say, you froze.
What the fuck?
Come back in. See, this is the exciting stuff you get to witness on live episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, usually it's all it's similar to fucked upness. Like Tony forgets to hit record and we have to record the podcast again for the third time because he forgot. That was a true story.
Wait, that happened in the Batman episode. Remember? It was that specific episode.
Was it that? No,
Yeah.
I thought there was one. It was, I don't ever, was it Joe? Was it Frank? There was an episode where we recorded.
Us, it was definitely me, you, and Frank for the Batman.
But was it the one where we had to record, where you forgot to record twice?
No, I don't think.
There was a time where we had to do it 3 times.
There he is. Frank,
hey!
Frank, you froze.
He's back.
Stop pretending to be frozen. I can see you move. Wait, is he actually frozen again?
No fucking way. He does look like he's frozen.
What the fuck is going on?
I mean, I would love if that was him fucking around. No, he's frozen.
No, it's way too.
Listen, Frank's an actor, okay? He might be able to pull this off.
Oh my god. Hold on.
Am I out of it now too? I'm out of the.
No, you're there.
Bye.
How is there a second? There's a second Frank? Hello.
Just have him record on his phone.
Are you back?
Yeah, I think I'm back. Am I back?
Are you on Wi-Fi or?
I don't know what the hell just happened, dude.
Your internet is like cutting in and out. Are you here now? You good?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I haven't had problems with my Wi-Fi, but this looks like it's an issue.
Okay. You're back
blame
now.
Tony.
You're back now. You froze in the funniest way, by the way. You froze while posing with a mug.
No.
Yeah.
No. What is
it's
wrong?
pretty funny. Then we mimicked it. So go back later and check it. We mimicked it. All right. If you get kicked again,
God damn it.
If you get kicked again, restart. We'll power through without you, but restart or something.
Yeah, my bad. I don't know what, but yeah, I went in. My Wi-Fi was completely gone, and then I just It
happens. All right.
Tony,
what?
You grow facial hair really
something.
fast.
I do.
What the fuck?
It's almost back.
You looked like. Keep the facial hair. Keep it. It makes your face.
I have to shave it one more time to do a couple John Belushi reviews, and then I'll grow it back out. Right. Anyway, as I was saying, all of that will be cut out for the podcast feed. Frank is back. The best way to enjoy the Batman 2022 is by listening to our commentary track on Patreon.
I don't even remember it.
Well, you showed up late for it, so there's that.
That sounds right.
So yes, this series was created and showrun by Lauren LaFranc, who worked on like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and a couple other shows. I think she showran some other show before this. And it's executive produced by Matt Reeves, so this takes place again in the 2022 universe, so he's very hands-on with this. but she was the one who actually like came up with like the whole story and whatnot. Um, yeah, and I guess we'll go into the show. Episode 1 is called After Hours. In the wake of Carmine Falcone's death, Oz attempts to legitimize himself among the Gotham's criminal underworld.
So this all takes place before he is the Kingpin.
Yeah, because they hinted at the end of 2022, like Batman's doing that ending monologue, and he's like, "Wow, everything went down, but other people will try to seize power." And they shows like the Penguin looking out at Gotham, like he's going to take over. So he goes to the Iceberg Lounge to steal some jewels that belong to the Falcones. Gets caught by Alberto. Yeah, he gets caught by Alberto Falcone and already starts lying. He's very weaselly, the Penguin, in this.
But he's not that great. Like, he gets caught so many times.
He really does.
But it's awesome.
Yeah. But he gets caught by Carmine Falcone. Or no, Alberto Falcone.
Alberto.
And I was really excited because I was like, wow, Alberto Falcone, he's big into the Long Halloween story. He's a very big character. He'll probably do a lot. He dies right away. He dies right away.
The whole show is filled with.
Oh my God!
The whole show is filled with moments like this that you think that people are going to last or something else is going to happen. Am I breaking up again? Because it sounds like I'm breaking up
for like a second.
But God damn it! Also, thank you, Mike. I see that now. All right, that's what I look like. Cool.
Yeah, that was the second time you froze.
That was the second time. The first time was the mug. The second time was the lean back. Anyway, yeah, Alberto just dies right away, and I'm like, oh, I thought they were going to be a bigger character, but okay. So yeah, he's trying to.
Thought he was going to last through the whole thing, at least like the long Halloween, but dies right away.
This whole thing
is
is
a scumbag
nothing
at
what
the end
you
of the day.
think.
Yeah,
honestly, you take the comics and you're like, oh, this is going in that direction. Next thing you know, it's not.
Yeah,
the family's completely different than what's in the comics.
Oh yeah,
or at least what happens to them.
I'll talk about some of the changes, but when he's trying to get rid of the body, he finds Victor, this new character, Victor, trying to steal like the wheels off his car, which reminds me, people have pointed out, is like Jason Todd trying to steal the wheels off the Batmobile. So in a way, this is like the Penguin's kind of Robin. It's like his Robin. Yeah. He has a stutter.
Yeah, it's like mimicking it.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, so the Penguin feels bad for him because he also grew up with a disability, and then he kind of sees himself in Victor.
Yeah. So he sympathizes with him for a little bit, and there's the disability. We actually get to see the club foot.
Ooh, baby.
But in like a flashback, it kind of sounds like it's just his leg, not his foot. Because they said, "Oh, stretch your foot or stretch your leg, start moving your leg more."
I don't know the whole specifics, but whoever has a foot fetish right now is really.
Oh my God!
Oh God!
So
I mean, that's why the Penguin gives him a chance, is because he sees that he has a disability like him.
Yeah.
I just said
help
that,
this kid from the gutter and.
Yeah.
Oh
Crystal,
yeah.
but
Shit.
Frank's
I missed
internet probably went out.
No. All right. I'm gonna fix it.
It's okay. Don't touch anything. You're fine right now. Don't touch anything. So he teams up with Victor. He's gonna give him a chance, and then we see Sophia Falcone.
I love her.
Yes, Sophia Falcone, who is a 10-foot giantess in the comics, who looks exactly like her dad, but with long hair and no facial hair, and 10 times bigger. For the second time, they've casted the skinniest white woman they could find to play this literal monster from the comics, who, by the way, was called Sophia Gigante. It was like a joke because she was gigantic. And they got Tiny Woman to play her again. But that's okay.
I mean, she's like what, like 5'2"?
Yeah, I mean, no, Frank, I'll ask you how tall she is when we get to that episode.
She's phenomenal, though.
Yeah, and actually, if
he fucking plays it the way that because this character is not the character in the comics.
Yeah,
it's not. She is amazing and a psychopath, and I love her.
I mean, she absolutely kills it. I mean, part of the reason why she was cast was probably her eyes. Like the way she uses her eyes through this whole show is just, I mean, it really adds to her being a psychopath. But then you can also read everything just through her eyes and her little smirk through the whole season. And it's like, God, man, she's amazing.
I'm
Mother
just
from
saying,
How I Met Your Mother.
I'm just saying what they should have done was get the guy who played Falcone and put him in a wig so it was closer to the comics. That's what they should have done. Also, I'm seeing Johanna in the chat.
They should have cast Mark Strong as Sophia.
And she's mad that she wasn't invited. Johanna, I'll send you a link. I'll send you a link right now.
Johanna, get in here. I love you and I miss you.
Me and her have a...
That's my wife.
Me and her have a review. She's going to be in the Christmas episode this year. And I feel like we have another one coming up. But I will send it just in case. I didn't know you wanted to be in it.
Die Hard Part 2?
No.
Did Johanna watch the entire thing?
I don't know. I remember her saying it was good, but I don't know if she watched the whole thing. But I'll send it to her. Anyway, Sophia is out of jail. Back out of Arkham, actually. She was sent to Arkham. Yes. Oh, by the way, go back and watch Gotham. Crystal Reed was a good Sophia Falcone, too. But anyway, and she's wondering where her brother is. She's very upset that her brother is missing, not knowing that the Penguin fucking killed him. And then we learn a little bit about Oz's mother, and most versions of the Penguin have a weird mother. This one's not so much weird. She just has dementia, so it's kind of sad.
She's a little...
We'll learn. Oh, at this moment, she's not that weird. She becomes a little weird when we learn more. She becomes
a little strange. Their relationship goes back and forth until you actually see the full thing at the very end.
Yeah, everything really changes. I mean, you see something. I mean, from the beginning, you get a Sopranos-esque kind of feel through it, and then with
you get a little bit more of an Ed Gein.
I'm over here wanting to,
No, it's an Ed Gein feel. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's still that that mother-son relationship kind of feel that they're
Can I tell you something?
Tell me that again when we get to the last episode.
Yeah. You cut out a little bit. But anyway, listen, I want to say side note. I hung out with Prison Mike and his friends, and they played like the first 6 episodes of The Sopranos. I can't do it. Tony's mother just drives me nuts. And I know eventually she dies, but I can't watch Tony Soprano's mother. She gives me so much anxiety because I knew old ladies who were just as terrible as her. And I'm like, I can't watch this. I can't watch this. I just want to reach through the screen and strangle her. She's so annoying.
I've never seen a single episode.
I mean, she also brings a soft side to... No, really?
I've seen episodes scattered about, but I was actually starting to watch it in order. I'm like, I can't do it. Anyway, Sophia rightfully assumes that the Penguin killed Alberto, but luckily Victor comes in to save the day and sends a car with Alberto's family in there. And they kind of blame the what's the other family? The Falcone,
the Maronis.
The Maronis, yes. Who we learned in the Batman that Carmine kind of ratted the Maronis out to the police or something. So yeah, Penguin frames it as this whole like gang war thing, and it gets Sophia off his back. And then we get the second episode. Sophia works to secure her family's strength while Oz attempts to play both Falcone and Maroni families to his advantage. He really is playing both sides. He really is a wormy piece of shit.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
But you feel for him though in so many parts. There's so many parts where you're like, oh wow, because you see the love he has for his mother, which gets creepier and creepier.
Yeah.
You kind of feel for him with the disability, and you feel like in the scene with Alberto, the whole reason he shot Alberto is because he was making fun of him, because he has this dream of being the gangster he saw growing up. This gangster everyone knew. They had a parade for him when he died. He helped everyone. He knew everyone's name, and he wants to be that person. So you kind of start being like, oh, this guy wants just good out there. And throughout the episodes, you see him doing little things like, hey, I'm a working man. No one like me, I'm from a bad area too.
I mean, he's a lot of the day though. I mean, they want to portray him as best as they can as the hero to this story. I mean, the show's called The Penguin. So as you start out, I mean, you need the viewers to like him and try to forget the fact that he's an absolute scumbag. So I mean, you had like a little bit through where it's like some poor kid that wanted to be, a rich guy and gangster and run the world and be the king of the city, and then you got to show a little bit of love towards the guy until they just rip the fucking rug out from under you.
I saw some behind the scenes, like some of the making ofs. They had a little bit.
Oh, the Inside Penguin. Yeah, I watched those.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of that, and she even said, the creator even said, like, we want you to not know how you feel about him because he's a scumbag. You hear all the you see the insane shit he does, and you're like, he's a fucking piece of shit, and then he does something completely sweet, and you're like, I feel so conflicted.
Well, I will say this. I know they wanted you to go back and forth. I knew that he was a bad guy because you might have missed this. He's the fucking Penguin from Batman.
Wait, he's the Penguin?
Yeah.
Wait, that guy's the Penguin?
Yeah, he's the Penguin. You might have missed it at the beginning of every episode. It says the Penguin, and then you go, the bad guy from Batman.
Not all the villains are bad, all right? Put yourself in there. Put yourself in a villain's shoe, okay? They're not all that bad. They got reasons.
He ain't no anti-hero.
You're confused. Yeah, you're confusing it for the Sony. Yeah. You're confusing it for the Sony Spider-Man spin-off movies like Morbius and Venom, where they forgot that they're bad guys.
Morbius.
Is there a penguin in those?
No, but like they just refuse to make their bad guys bad guys. So yes, Sophia meets with the new head of the family, who is Luca, I think. And he kind of took over power because I don't think anyone trusts her. She spent 10 years in an asylum for strangling women to death, called the Hangman, which is a Dark Victory reference. Yep. Which is what the name she went by in that. Did you just drop something? And he froze again.
But into the perfect image once again. His freezing poses are right on. Smack on.
Dude, this is horrible. I'm so sorry.
Clancy Brown. That's all right. Clancy Brown plays Baroni.
Lex Luthor.
Yes, Lex Luthor. He's also the Kurgan from Highlander.
So good.
And for our younger audience, he's Mr. Krabs in SpongeBob.
Mr. Krabs.
But he's played a bunch.
It's been out for like 25 years. 30 years. How long has SpongeBob been out? Like 30 years.
Long time.
But no, he's been in a bunch of DC projects. He's voiced a bunch of characters. He's shown up on a lot of live action shows as different characters. I always enjoy seeing Clancy Brown. His wife is this Iranian actress with the deep voice whose name I can't pronounce. She pops up in reviews here and there. What was that?
A lot of cigarettes.
Yeah.
Everyone smokes a lot of cigarettes. What are you talking about?
Remember you brought in the fact that
her voice.
Yeah, but remember they said the Penguin wasn't allowed to smoke in the Batman movie? But this is on HBO, so now they're smoking constantly. So it's going to be weird.
Right.
It's going to be weird watching the Batman where like the Penguin's like, you son of a gun, and is not smoking. And then watching this, he's like, fuck you, fuck, smoking. And then when Batman comes out, he's going to be like, you dirty
I guess HBO
dude.
has different rules.
Yeah, HBO does.
They show dick on HBO.
It's gonna be weird when it comes to Batman 2 and suddenly no one's smoking or cursing. It's like, well, I just watched him drop 15 F-bombs.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not going to be as violent, I guess.
Yeah,
it will.
So one of the head honchos in the crime family is Johnny Vitti, who is a big fat guy with a bowl cut, and once again they nailed it. Looks just like him. But
he's so slimy. He plays such a great. So sure, they don't maybe look exactly like the comics, but holy fuck, their acting is on. It's he's phenomenal.
Dude,
he's a great actor.
Michael Kelly is fantastic.
Michael Kelly's great. I loved him in House of Cards. He was in Man of Steel, but you wouldn't remember because Zack Snyder doesn't know how to do a good movie, and his character was completely in the background.
I remember Tony.
He was supposed to be the sports journalist who's like a douchebag who like harasses women, and the movie just kind of stood around. I'm like, what was even the point of even putting this character in the film? He's great in this though, as Johnny Vitti. Johnny Vitti, even if he's not a big fat guy with a bowl cut. But he kind of forces Penguin to go on the drug run that the Penguin has already set up to be sabotaged. So the Penguin like is in the middle of this like gang war that he's kind of instigated. He's taking off people from both sides, which is a fun scene. So they know they have. What was that?
I like that it was FEMA that they kind of added in a real world kind of, because plus this is what a couple days off of the end of the Batman where the Riddler set the bombs off and flooded the city. So
yes, that's exactly what happened. They say it.
I want to say it's like a few weeks.
So they use it under FEMA. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's a few weeks out. I don't think it's a couple days, but it's close. Like they're still repairing it. Like the parts of the city are still flooded.
Yeah, I mean, also wouldn't like parts of the city be Do we see through it that it's still flooded a little bit, or was it mostly cleaned up? I mean, there's a lot. Plus, there's some spots that are on the river. So
yeah, like, toward the end of the season, like the flooding has gone down, but toward the end of the season, you see like they're in that area where it's just like cars are piled up, like it hasn't been repaired yet.
Especially when they go back to the apartment.
Yeah,
it's completely fucked up.
So they managed to get a guy who was there, and this guy knows that Oz is the rat. So Oz is like trying to like sabotage someone by putting like jewels in their car, but Victor fucks it up. And he was thinking he could get this guy to stay alive long to clear his name, but he can't risk it. So he just stabs the shit out of the dude. And then he plants the knife on another dude and starts a fight with him.
That
and then
was brilliant.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna put the knife in someone else's pocket. I can't remember who.
Like Vidi
or Sophia. He was aiming for Vidi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it got into the one guy, and I was like, God damn, that was so fucking smart.
And they kill him.
He dropped it in I think he dropped it in the wrong pocket. Right?
Yeah.
Like when they into that fight when they were searching him.
Yeah. I didn't realize he dropped it in the wrong pocket. I just thought that was just.
No, he put it in his pocket, but.
No, I thought it was. We were saying if he accidentally put it in the wrong pocket.
Oh no, he didn't. I
didn't think so.
Real quick, it's a little fuzzy to remember what happened. It's a little hard to remember what happened after that because I was so distracted by the back of this handsome gentleman's head in this scene around the 14-minute mark. I was like, "Oh wait, Frank, hold on."
Wow, why do those back of the heads? Did you actually freeze? Oh.
Yeah, it froze. It froze when you put the back of your head.
God damn it!
That's amazing.
All right,
those back of the heads look.
Next time,
it actually wasn't me. It wasn't me actually. The guy I just had the guy over that was in episode 2 of the Penguin, and he just turned around. He came by in front of the camera, and then he left.
So I had been preparing for months when you told me you were on the show. I had 2 bits lined up. If you got on screen and showed your face and everything, I was gonna do the whole thing where I was gonna be like, "Oh, it's not a big deal. I don't even care. It's not whatever. You're like a background character." I was gonna pretend to not care. Even though I was bitter with rage. And if you got cut out again, I was going to laugh really hard. That I'm like, oh, wow, you got cut out of 2 Batman things. I never could have predicted you're in the episode, but it's the back of your head. I wasn't prepared for this third option. I'm like, wait, I don't know what to do with this.
So technically, I was cut again. I mean, the whole part that I shot with that was when Sophia comes in, when she first enters the room and everyone's, kind of scared of her and looking at her all weird. Then she comes over and she grabs the spaghetti and she grabs the spaghetti. She shoves it into her mouth. At that point, I'm on the other side of the room and I'm walking through the crowd while everyone else is kind of, standing there as statue. Wanted me to walk towards her. As soon as she throws the
Frank, you froze as soon as you said statue.
Yeah, I'll be quick. I'm going to say it really quickly. As soon as she throws the spaghetti down, she walks towards me. I walk towards her, and I stop as she passes me, and I just give her like a scared look, and she keeps going. But they cut it as soon as she, drops the pasta and goes to take that first step. And I was like, son of a fuck. Would have been my face right there, which, it was cool to be there. And then, eventually I did get more screen time in a Batman project than Tony. So, I was like, all right, I'll take the fucking back of my head, I guess.
Hey, I was
but I wasn't going to tell anybody.
You know what? I'm going to take every frame here and then every frame of the wide shot of the stadium. And we're going to put it back to back and see who got more screen time.
Isn't it fucking nuts of how much they film and then gets cut? It feels like 90% of everything that's filmed is cut. I was an extra for a while and I was supposed to be in like a Super Bowl commercial, a whole bunch of fucking shit. And so much has been cut. Like I'm like in them and then all of a sudden not. And I was like, what the fuck?
Well, I never got cut out of Dark Knight Rises.
That one was for time.
No, it wasn't. Like you see me in the back.
I think the scene won an additional 10 seconds.
Okay.
So I think that they cut it 4 times just to chop it down more as well.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm talking over you.
You see me in a Blue Bloods episode.
I am skitzing over here.
That's okay.
What?
Do you need to like restart or something? We could go on for a little bit if you need.
Yeah, let me reboot. Go ahead. You guys
restart.
keep going.
We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. Yeah. Reboot that. Make sure to select your mic when you come back in. Sometimes it switches it back to the laptop one. Okay, hopefully he heard that. Anyway, what the fuck, Crystal? Are you fucking with me? No, you're not. I hate you so much.
I can't freeze.
I hate you so much. Anyway, I had a whole funny bit too. I was gonna be like, "Hey, oh yeah, Frank." It would have been. It's not funny because Frank's not here, but I wanted to do a whole bit where he's like, "Yeah, she asked me if there were any condiments, and I showed her where the condiments were, and I said, yeah, I'm a bit of a condiment king because that's a Batman villain. I was gonna make a joke that Frank was the condiment king, but it doesn't work because Frank's not here to react to it.
I just think of no. I was thinking Condom Kingdom in Philly when you were saying that.
Actually, no, I went there during WrestleMania. Me and my little cousin went there. Anyway,
that's not weird.
My little cousin, Frankie, you met him. Yeah. So we.
Yeah, when you guys were up really, really high, and myself and Kit.
Anyway, wow, looks like it's a solo episode now. So that was episode 2. Oh, hey, welcome back, Crystal. The next episode is called Bliss. While Oz and Sophia seek to control the future of Gotham's drug trade, Victor is torn between his new life and his old. This is where we get the backstory to Victor, which is pretty tragic. We get to see him with his family. So we find out he's Dominican and half Mexican. And the girl who runs the show is also half Mexican. And I'm pretty sure that's Frank texting me right now. Nope, never mind. That's my phone saying the battery's going to die. Oh, wait, hold on.
That's all you get. You get no friends or anything. It's just your battery giving you notifications.
Wait. Crystal, I think we have Frank back. Here we go. What the fuck?
My wife.
And
I'm on my phone. I'm a little sick, but Ian's watching the Eagles game, so that's why I'm not going upstairs because it's just going to be too loud anyway. But okay. I saw Frank left because problems, so I just want to pop in and say, "Fuck you, Tony."
What the fuck?
You didn't invite me. After I literally sent him a message right after I got back from Japan saying, "Why didn't you tell me to watch The Penguin sooner?"
At that point I don't think I even
he's an asshole.
Yeah,
he is an asshole.
I watch a lot of things, Johanna. You want me to tell you everything that I'm watching?
Yeah.
All right.
I want a Google sheet with details.
I've been asking I was like, what's our wrap up for November? Because November's halfway done.
I did it real late. Real quick, Johanna, while you're here, we have a super chat. Status on Castzilla. I talked to Johanna recently. Huh?
I liked it.
Okay, yeah. I talked to Johanna recently. I don't know if we're getting the YouTube back, but it's been too long, so I'm going to set up a Twitch.
Tony's a bitch. And I'm gonna have to do the work myself.
We're gonna go live.
It's gonna come down to me having to save the YouTube channel because literally Tony's a bitch. I'm not gonna go into details because it's all too much. But yeah, it's gonna come down to me.
In the meantime,
listen. No, it's gonna come down to me. I'm gonna have to do it next time I'm somewhere, and you're a bitch.
I will set up a Twitch. We can go live on Twitch.
We'll set up a Twitch.
The video archive will be on Rumble, and the audio feed will be there. So anyway, do you want to sit and talk about this episode while we're waiting for Frank?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the episode where Victor's family dies in the beginning as a result of the Riddler. Again, some people were like pro Riddler's plan in the movie. They're like, I sympathize with him. He's trying to bring down the system. It's like, yeah, you guys are forgetting the part that he's crazy and he actually just drowned a bunch of port. I know he was trying
when you bring down systems, it affects the people who are actually affected by the system.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, but again, he's a crazy person. You might have there was a clue that he was a crazy person. He's the Riddler from Batman.
Riddler?
Yeah, he's the Riddler. By the way, I don't know if you saw, I think I retweeted it, but people were like, where is Batman during all this? And it's like Robert Pattinson with the Riddler trophy from Arkham. Like he was collecting Riddler trophies.
There was something early. I think maybe I read it 2 days ago or whatever on Blue Sky.
Yeah.
Basically, someone was like, yeah, I mean, this is not this episode, but just a further on episode, while the Penguin and Victor, doing some things. Batman's just breezing by, just not even seeing anything. Like,
you just see him in the background, like he's in like the cafes eating. He's in an ice cream shop eating ice cream.
He's designing a new suit. He's like, I need nipples on the suit. Anyway, so Victor's entire family dies in this flashback.
It was horrific.
It was pretty horrifying.
And like you also see that he's the good guy, like out of all of his kids, he's the good kid. He's got a good future ahead of him. He's got a good girl. Like he's staying away from the crime and the gangs, and he's ready to be a fucking good kid.
And Frank is back.
Hi.
We just talked about Victor's family dying a horrible, painful death.
No.
Make sure your mic is the right mic. Make sure your mic is the right mic.
Yep.
Anyway, so Victor and Oz are getting a little bit closer together. They're working together more, but Victor's still unsure if he wants this kind of life. And then the lady from his past comes back. She's like, hey, come with me to California. We'll do
should have went.
California shit.
It kills me. He should have went.
Crystal.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. She
but
doesn't.
Even in this episode,
yes,
I wanted him to go. There's no. I understand his reasoning, kind of, but like,
no, you gotta stick by your bros. That's the lesson of this episode.
You didn't even need to stick with her. Like, at least it's a way it's not a travel buddy.
Seeing as there was a little situation with some drugs in my family. No, Victor sucks.
Yeah, he decides not to go with her. But we find out that there is a new drug. Frank looks like he's still figuring stuff out. His mic is muted. Your mic is now muted, Frank.
Your mic is muted. We can't hear you.
Is it even on? Is your mic on? It's still muted. It's still muted.
I know, I'm fucking with you. Yeah, it was muted. It was muted while I was tapping around. Does that sound any better? Or am I still just
sounds better. It sounds better now.
I'm an in-studio kind of girl. I'm just an in-studio kind of girl.
I know. You know? I will help you with whatever's going on later. But anyway.
Ooh, come on by, baby.
We find out that there's a new drug. There's a new drug called Bliss. It grows in Arkham. It's made out of some weird mushroom, and it just makes you feel pretty good all the time. Obviously, Arkham is run like shit.
Shock.
So Sophia brings these mushrooms out with her. She's like, hey, we're going to sell this. It's going to be way better than Drops, which was the in-universe drug in the movie.
A lot of great in-universe drugs. Wonder what they actually do.
What was that?
I wonder. I mean, do the mushrooms not give you the same trippy mushroom high? Like it's very creative of them to make different new drugs.
I don't know. What are you doing? Oh, you're trying to get the cat on screen. Sophia and Oz are going to go into business together to push this new drug. It was the plan that she had with her brother that she cannot pull off without him. So they go around.
You didn't even know she had. That's the whole thing too. Is you didn't even know that she was part of the plan. Yeah, which totally fucks Oz up.
The brother. It was
only the brother.
Yeah.
Yep. So as soon as Sophia hears that, he's like, "Oh," she's like, "Yeah, no, you're a piece of shit. You killed him.
Very easy."
She's more like, "Ha, bitch, you're caught."
Yeah.
It was very easy for him to, I guess, lie to her, for her to accept the lie and just be like, "Okay, well, if you say that you know what I'm talking about, then come with me and I'll show you the whole operation, and then you can prove to me that my brother told you about this." And it's like, why in the first place did she even bring him along? Like, I don't know. I really love this show, but there is some senses just for story purposes for them to, continue it on, that they're like, oh, okay, well, let's have Sophia just bring Oz along. And then, and then he has a better opportunity to screw her over in the end.
I was thinking more just because her brother's already dead and it's something about him, some type of legacy, some type of thing that could carry on. That's what I got from it.
Yeah. And I mean, you could pull stuff like that.
Drops. Fuck the family with the drops. This is new. Need him to carry on.
I will say, this scene where Victor's having the flashback is pretty good in the nightclub where they're giving out Bliss for free.
That was really good.
Yeah.
And it's cut. You see the shattered glass on the ground. It cuts to the rubble on the rooftop. the gravel on the rooftop. I thought that was a really great scene, and I
the
like
budget
this
for this show was,
yeah.
I guess, was awesome. I mean, it must have been a high budget. I mean, to
Dude,
be on
visual
HBO.
Effects,
So, yeah.
like
to hire you, Frank. Yes.
I'm an expensive guy.
Real quick, Johanna, what did you think of the back of Frank's head? Did you like it?
Gorgeous. I'm leaving Ian.
Oh, whoa.
Hey. And you can only look at the back of my head, too. That is all you get. That's all you get. He's a different guy back there.
Yeah, so the Penguin and Sophia like start to bond a little bit, and he apologizes. He's like, I can't believe that your dad did that to you. I'm a really good guy. We're gonna work together. And then the Maronis come to screw him over, and he immediately he stops lying to Sophia and goes to lying to them, and his lies are getting all mixed up. And Sophia's like, what the fuck? And then he just leaves her there to die after Victor saves the day.
I don't care.
He's not that. He's smart, but he's not smart.
Yeah.
When it comes to crises,
he's also he is also a compulsive liar.
I mean, he's good at getting himself out. He's good at getting himself out of shit. Like, he's not good at constructing in the moment. But the second that things go fucking haywire, I'd rather have Oz on my team than anybody else.
He's like Ricky from Trailer Park Boys. He's kind of an idiot,
yeah.
but he's able to get out of any situation.
Yeah.
They should have had a scene where he's like, oh yeah, my name's Randy Leahy, where he like mixes the two whatever's names together.
I mean, he does say like he's not the best. He always gets out. He's like, it gets bad and he's not so great, but he always makes it out.
Just like a penguin always does. I mean,
is that a thing penguins do? I'm pretty sure they're eaten by seals regularly. Next episode 4,
Centani.
I'm staying for this one.
Yeah.
This is the one where I messaged you and I was like, why didn't you tell me?
And by the way, I don't think I got up to that episode when you texted me.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Sophia confronts her past in Arkham State Hospital and makes plans for her future. So this is a Sophia episode.
Yes.
So what's-his-face didn't come back as Falcone. Who's the guy who played him in the movie?
John Turturro.
John Turturro didn't come back. He said it's because he didn't want to be strangling women. It's like, we actually never see Mark Strong strangle any women, but you, John Turturro, strangled Catwoman in the movie. So why not just say scheduling conflict?
It's part of the character, but they did say scheduling problem before the and then it eventually came out.
He should have stuck with that. Mark Strong, good actor. I like him as Falcone, but he looks nothing like John Turturro, and it's weird that they like.
Yeah, when I saw him, I was like, wait a minute. Is it the same guy, or is it supposed to be him younger?
Well, I saw it, and I said,
"It's not." I saw after. It's crazy.
When I saw
it, a good impression.
Oh no, did I put Shazam on? Where's Zachary Levi? Because he's the bad guy in Shazam. Oh, I'm sorry. That's controversial. I said, no,
Green Lantern.
Did I put Green Lantern on? Where's Ryan Reynolds? Because he was also in Green Lantern.
Oh my god, annoying.
DC was like, we need someone to step in. Who can do it?
Mark Strong.
Fucking Mark Strong.
So yeah, she finds her mom dead and hung herself, and she's led to believe that this is a suicide. So she ends up becoming like an advocate for like suicide awareness. And then she gets the horrible revelation that all these women committed suicide in the exact same way. And she realizes they all work for her dad. She's like, uh-oh. So the fact that she met with this reporter, and I think Oz was spying on her, she gets ratted out, and her dad's like, oh, okay. You're
right
going
before
to
this, her dad was straight up saying, you're going to, because Al kept fucking up. Alberto kept fucking up and goes, you're the one that's going to take over the family. You're going to be the one.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden this, which is insane. Like you see this kind of shit that all of a sudden you're the pinnacle of the family and take over this entire business to bye-bye.
Yep.
He saw a threat to the family.
And it was supposed to be 6 months, and she's in there for years.
10 years.
Oh my god. That episode,
love this scene.
Yeah, that scene where she goes into the booth with her brother. And, she's just like, oh, like, I'm finally getting out. And he's just like, I'm so sorry. I felt that. It hurt.
Yeah.
Because the thing that's fucked up is she was a good person.
Yeah. The whole thing is fucked up. I don't feel bad. I don't think she's a bad guy at all in this, even though she does some fucked up shit. I don't.
I mean, then she gets out and, she wants to, try and, be with her brother again when eventually she does. I mean, and then he's dead. So, and then she wants to, help his memory live. But the kid couldn't even get her out or didn't even stand up to her dad for her.
Well, he would be dead.
To help her out.
If
well, I'm saying over the 10 years. Well, yeah, it would have been dead. Yeah. Well,
Well,
shit,
this episode, this episode really made me upset. Because they introduced the character Magpie, and I'm like, oh my god, my favorite DC character. We're gonna eventually see her rock this outfit. She's the Robert Pattinson Batman series will end with a dramatic fight between Magpie and Batman. Instead, Sophia caves her fucking head in. After give her,
I love that scene.
Yeah,
it's so good.
After she kills the other girl, they electroshock her. By the way, Shades from Luke Cage shows up in this as her real problematic therapist.
He's so weird.
Oh,
yeah. So weird.
Juice from Sons of Anarchy.
Yes, he uses that weird red light thing to like hypnotize her. He's probably giving her drugs, but he's like into her. Like he knows that she's innocent, but he's
a sub. He's such a sub.
He is a sub. We learned.
Holy shit! Later on, oh my
god,
god.
Pegged.
Fucking Julian Rush.
Oh,
man.
He 110% get pegged.
He gets pegged.
Oh, I got.
He like pretty much asked for it. He goes, "I want to be hurt." I feel like
just put it in.
Sophia's not, man. What's he gonna do?
Like, oh, I would need to be punished for all the bad things I did. No, you're just kind of
real quick.
Just a sub, honey.
Johanna. Why does the topic of pegging come up so much when we do episodes together? This
I
is
love
why
pegging.
I left you out of this
I'm
episode.
very pro pegging, and I think people should peg people more.
Is that why you only want to see the back of Frank's head?
Peg America.
Anyway,
mega pegging again.
So I love when she's in her cell and like her brain is getting all fucked up. She's seeing like the wallpaper from her house and everything. They literally break her and they create the monster that everyone thinks she is. So yeah, she's a little pissed and being back with her family being out of Arkham and around her family, she's realizing that like everyone knew that she was innocent. And no one
But the thing that's also fucked up is, yes, her entire family knew she was innocent, even though they wrote a whole bunch of shit saying that she was fucking crazy and she has mental issues. But the entire world around her thinks she's the hangman. So when she gets out, all the people that know she's innocent, fucked her over. They're not going to ever help her. And then the people around her think she's this thing that her father did. It's insane.
And her like,
you might as well just turn into it and then, just show your whole family. Oh, you want me to be the hangman?
She's trying to be nice to her.
You want me to be the bad guy? Fine. Yeah. I'm the bad guy.
You got it.
She's trying to be nice to her like little cousin, and then her cousin's like afraid she's gonna hurt the daughter, and it's like, what the
hell was that? Like, oh yeah, we're gonna like get lunch and stuff sometimes. All of a sudden the daughter comes over and it's just like,
So
because I think it's because they think she's got like someone that's been in Arkham for 10 years clearly is not in the right mind anymore.
Came out there, God.
Good. The Florida hasn't attacked too much.
She lets them all know they let her down while she's looking hot as fuck. I don't know why she picked the sexiest goddamn outfit to yell
because
at her
she's
family.
killing it. Literally.
No.
Like
this is her revenge dress.
Okay.
Revenge dresses are a thing. This is her revenge dress.
That's her revenge dress.
God bless America.
But
she looks so good. Like it's a power.
But
it's a power move.
Now, if it was comic accurate, wouldn't this been better if it was Mark Strong in the dress with a wig? It would have been way better. Because that's what Sophia is. I don't know if you saw that earlier, Johanna.
Or they could have just gotten a big buff woman to do it. I mean, either way, I would have been 1,000 times.
There might have been a little bit more pegging.
But look at the comics. She has the same face as her dad. I would have seen Mark Strong in a wig wearing the same yellow dress, be like, "You all let me down. I'm gonna get you."
No, I want to see a big buff woman in that dress, like Rhea Ripley.
They should have got Rhea Ripley in it.
Mommy in that dress.
Okay, yeah, so she's looking hot as hell. She lets the family know that they really let her down. She takes her little cousin to the greenhouse, and she has a lot of hatred
for a sleepover.
That was so cute.
And, she really has a lot of issues with her family, and she really just should forgive them, especially her late father. Instead, she murders them all. She gasses them all. I don't know if she'd be...
Oh, not all of them.
By the way, I don't know if she'd be able to gas every single one of them.
Good for her.
I agree.
You're telling me there's not one that would be
agree.
like, oh shit, I'm confident. And somebody like, oh wow. Like instead, and they all went to bed. They all fell asleep.
Do you not know how that whole thing works?
Well, there were so many people in the house. I feel like you'd see one person
No,
fall
you
over
don't,
and you'd get out.
You don't start like just coughing. Like you're
done.
It's like you're done.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're
just done.
What?
Yeah. So,
yeah, but I mean, no gas got into Johnny Viti's room.
That's
because
all.
they had the window.
The window was open.
Yeah, I mean, she opened.
I mean,
the
that's
window.
also. I mean, you put a fan on
technically,
there.
he
Not
probably
even-
could have coughed, maybe.
Not even any under
but-
the door and then past his bed over his nostrils
Sure,
and
but
then
not
out the
enough to
window.
kill him.
Also, the guards were all inside. There were no guards walking around outside. These guys suck. So
that was a little sus, but
Yeah.
whatever.
So they're all dead. They're all dead except for Johnny Viti and the youngest one.
I don't feel bad for them.
Well,
one
there's
bit.
there's still people that work for her. So I mean, the guys that were outside are probably saw that she was crazy enough to kill the whole family, and then they were like, all right, well now we're working for it.
Leak, and she's like, yeah, it was a gas leak. Very Jersey. Why is the Matt Reeves Batman so fucking Jersey? Why does Robert Pattinson should have like a fucking Jersey accent? To be honest,
He should.
I like it.
Alfred, I'm gonna go fight crime after I do some gym tan and laundry. All right.
Love it.
So yeah, everyone's dead. The next episode, Homecoming.
Right. I'm gonna peace now though.
Okay, goodbye.
But
Go
I
birds.
support all her rights and her wrongs. Just saying.
Okay.
We'll make note of
Follow
it.
me on Blue Sky.
How bad do you want a Sophia show?
Are you kidding me? I mean, obviously, like spoilers, but I'm very happy with how things turned out because I want more.
Yeah.
I
Oh my
want
god,
more.
I 1,000% want more, but I want specifically. I mean, I'm gonna say it at the end and stuff like that, but I specifically want more of her.
She better be in the movies.
There was
Yeah,
just
you'll
so
see
much
her in
about her. There's so much about her character, and she has such a complex character as well. From being so innocent to being fucked over. There's
And she plays it
such.
so well. She
I'm,
plays
know.
it so well.
I'm gonna do a poll on YouTube. Who's hotter, Sophia or who's the actress who plays this girl?
Kristen Milioti.
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 What's hotter, Christine Milioti or Mark Strong in a wig? We're gonna get to the
Oh,
bottom of this.
yeah, you're okay.
Yeah.
On that note,
Or Andy
Crystal, I love
Muschietti.
you.
Andy Muschietti.
There's the Muschietti.
Anyway, Crystal, I love you. I'm gonna text you some stuff, but go fuck
Please
yourself,
do.
honey. Also, bye, Frank.
Bye. Love you too.
That's my wife.
I don't know if
Oh,
I spelled
dear
her
Lord.
name wrong,
miss her.
but
Milioti.
Mark Strong in.
Oh,
a-
Johanna's supposed to come and visit me, like in 2 months.
Oh, fine.
You're not invited, Tony. Frank, you're invited.
I'm coming tomorrow.
Where are you going? I heard. Tony said you're
Crystal,
coming to
Crystal.
Florida.
Crystal, you have a heart out. We're only on episode 5.
Yeah,
Same
come on. That's
conversation
why
for
we're
later.
speeding through it. I'm going to Key West.
Episode 5, Homecoming.
Where are
With
you
his-
going? Are you landing in Fort Lauderdale or Miami? Or are you going straight to Key West?
Straight to Key West. Going straight to Key West.
That's
Anyway.
like 5.
You don't want to hang out with me and my 4-month-old anyway.
Ew. I'd rather do that than do working 22 hours tomorrow.
All right, I'll come visit you.
Episode
Yay!
5, with his descent operation at stake, Oz makes a desperate move to turn the tables. Meanwhile, Sophia strives to build a new
It's only
legacy
3.5
for herself.
hours. I got it. Let's go.
So this opens up with Oz returning Maroni's son to the mother and then lighting them on fire. And just watching them. But during this, all his shrooms, except for 2 like buckets, get completely fried.
Yeah.
So he's a little fucked at the moment.
I don't feel too bad when his mushrooms are fried after this because you're like,
Yeah.
he has no feel. Like, this is when you kind of realize
Mm.
he literally feels nothing. There
Yeah.
is no sympathy. There's no empathy. There's literally
It's just him.
nothing.
It's just all
And
about him. Each
we got-
episode gets better and
Yeah.
better.
He
And when
becomes-
this happened, it blows you the fuck away. You're like, holy
And,
Yeah.
shit.
So we forgot to mention that he tried to have a hit on Maroni in prison. It didn't
Oh, yeah.
work. And now Sophia has met Maroni, and they're like putting their differences aside because they know Oz fucked both of them. So they're ready to take him on. Sophia has decided she's not going to be like her dad. She's going to be her own thing. And she's not even going to use the Falcone name. She's going to use her mom's maiden name, Gigante, Which again in the
comic, what a smack in the face.
Yeah, in the comic that was her name because she married someone named Gigante. So they changed it a little bit. And then she shoots poor Johnny Vitti in the fucking head in mid-sentence.
You gotta show dominance. Yeah. You gotta show dominance.
After he was like, by the way, I had a secret relationship with your mom, and I actually loved her, and it really hurt me having to work for your dad all those years. And she's like, oh, what you mean? In her mind, she's like, what you mean to say is you never got revenge for my mom. Boom.
Oh, but we didn't talk about how she kept him prisoner.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, say it.
So she kept him prisoner first. So after the window was open, she went back into the house and said, you're coming with me before the police got there. So they went and she put her in the mausoleum, right?
Yeah.
And she was going to kill him down there. And then he's like, well, you're not going to get any respect if you just like let me get you that respect that you need. So she uses it. She uses it real well until she decides
I think that she pretty much just kept him around just to be able to, show dominance and show,
she kept him
she's
around.
willing to kill anyone.
We've established she is a dom and her boyfriend is a sub, so she should be showing dominance.
Oh, yeah.
No, well, she was going to just keep
she would have pegged him in front of everybody, but was like, no, I'll just shoot him in the fucking head.
Well, the thing is, she kept him around to get the money. So she could figure out where that money was. And then he convinced her, oh, okay, I can help you get that. Soon as he questioned her at that table, bam.
Bang.
Yeah, I think it was already in her mind.
And then she lets everyone know she's going to give them a bigger cut of the money. She's like, you put your lives on the line for us, and we pay you like shit, so you can have a bigger cut of the money. Let's do this. Let's go into business together.
It's crazy. Her and Oz have a very similar speech of saying, everyone that, my family has worked for doesn't get paid, Ma. Like, no one knows your name. Oz says the same thing. Like, no one knows your name. No one cares who you are. You're getting paid shit. You're being treated like shit. Now's your time to actually, shine and get some more money, and I'm going to treat you well.
Yeah, both of them say it. On her.
Yeah.
But I mean, from him, like, he really did come from nothing. So for her to do that, I mean, yeah, it's one way to get soldiers. And then for him to say it is really like, no, kill all your masters. And let's really take all of this over.
But he has to hide out, so he goes to Crown Point, which was the area most affected by the flood. And it's still like it's in the poor part of town, so Gotham's not even like putting resources there. They're not prioritizing it. He moves his mom into an apartment there, and she's depressed because she doesn't like she wants the glamour
right back.
life.
I mean,
she's back to where
he at least got her into, a little bit of a townhouse, a row home type of feel, and moving up a little bit, trying to care for his mother. But then for him to send her right back to, to the shit of it all from where they were from, she saw it as, going backwards. And I mean, for her, it's, it's what happened there that she's like, oh God, like this is my boy. Fuck.
Yeah.
Damn it, Frank. Why you gotta say kill your masters? Because now I got the song Kill Your Masters by Run the Jewels stuck in my head.
I mean, it's exactly what, as soon as everybody was dying, it's, it's exactly
what through your head? Just Run the Jewels like over and over.
Things are looking bad for Oz, by the
way. Live
at
the Garden.
We forgot to mention that Oz has kind of a girlfriend that he used as an alibi. She's like a madam. She's a lady pimp. So he goes to her for like help, and she's like, "No, Oz, fuck off, get out of here."
Well, he was already including her a lot with her girls of passing out the bliss,
but
using them, and the fact that she already said it, like, "Oh well, she's already seen our face. Like Sophia's already seen our faces. She knows who we are. Like,
and she's
starting to doubt him.
She
only wants to be a part of it when she knows that Oz is getting money and it's good, and she's gonna succeed. But then it's.
But remember,
that's all these people are. They're all out for themselves.
Well, they straight out say that they know their relationship is transactional. It's not being sneaky behind anyone's back. It's not fucking. It's a transitional relationship.
A little bit.
I will say transactional, not transitional. You got it right the first time, and then you said transitional.
Is it transitional?
You got it. You said transactional, and then you switched it to transitional a second time. Anyway.
I meant my mouth didn't work.
I will say the reason
Frank.
The reason she's upset is because she is under the impression that Sophia really is the hangman. So she really doesn't want the hangman near her people. So he goes to cry to his mom, and then his mom is like, "You suck," and he's like, "I can't catch a fucking break." But then he
Mom.
he gets an idea with Victor. He finds this coin. He's like, oh, yeah, Gotham has an old rail system that isn't used. And no one goes down there. And thank God they don't, because we learned in the Batman movie that the Batcave is at one of the stations that everyone forgot about, I guess. So if the Penguin just kept going down there, could he just bump into Bruce Wayne? That'd be really awkward. But he's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, me and my brothers used to play around here. And I'm like, oh, right. They said that he had brothers who died tragically, and it really affected. So we'll learn that story one day.
So fucked up.
We're not at that yet. We're not at that yet. But he says, like, hey, it's moist down here. We can get some power. We can grow those mushrooms. We can regrow the bliss. So awesome. He's feeling optimistic. Next episode, Gold Summit. Oz seeks to expand his reach in the city, and Victor crosses paths with a former adversary. I do think in this episode, I forgot to get a slide of it, but I think this is the episode where Victor's like, hey, can you get someone to turn the lights on in Crown Point?
That was cool.
Yeah, and Penguin basically has to like bully one of the politicians that's in with the mob. But Maroni and Sophia are hunting for him. They're going to his apartment. They can't find anything. They think his mom is dead, which was interesting. I didn't realize people were under the assumption that his mom's dead.
Well, because he says it at the funeral to Sophia.
Yeah.
He says, I understand death. My brothers were, taken by the city.
Yeah.
And then says, and my mother died not long after that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of who Penguin is he doesn't want anyone to hold him back. He doesn't want any family or close friends to make him weak.
His mom is like the one thing.
Well, that's why he says that she's dead. Keeps her dead. Nobody ever tries to kidnap her or use her against him, and that goes south quick.
Yeah,
and I need a snack. I'll be back.
No,
God damn it. He finds his mom like in the tub. Like I think she just like blacked out or something. But then she like kind of wants to die and like wants him to be there for it. He's like, okay, Mom, I'll do that.
Victor, well, I mean, she's also telling him in that moment that she doesn't want to be a vegetable. She doesn't want to die a slow and painful death. And if that ever comes and that ever happens, I mean, it's a huge setup moment right there to where it's like, to a point, then you eventually start to really feel her pain and understand like how much of the devil and all for himself her son really is.
Yeah. And Victor's running into his old friend who is like an asshole who's running the crime there, and he wants in on the operation. And Victor tries to pay him off, but it doesn't work, and Victor has to like make the hard decision. He ends up killing this guy.
This is his moment, dude. This is the big change.
And he apologizes as the guy's dying.
I love it.
Like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Because there's that big, there's that big shift there to where it's like, Vic he really is this good kid, man. And he should have left. When he left the nightclub that night, he should have never came back. And it started with him hitting those guys. He kills some dudes by the car. Nothing too crazy. Like, it's crazy. But then it hits this point where he's like, all right, if I'm all in and I'm doing this, then it's face to face, with a gun in hand. And oh God, that's the moment.
It's a rough scene. He's like conflicted about it, but like the Penguin kind of like comforts him. He's like, hey, it'll get easier. It'll get easier as it goes on.
Yeah.
I'm surprised his plan wasn't just to kill him at first. I understand he's a good kid, but come on.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to, if he could still keep his hands semi-clean while just working for the Penguin, then,
but then if he thinks that, he's dumb.
Well, he's a good kid.
There's no way you can work for a gangster and keep your hands clean.
He was just Jason Todd a week ago, just stealing rims from the Batmobile.
But he also just fucking smashed some people with his car. Yeah. Like, that you pack your gun every time.
Unlike Jason Todd, he's going to have a long, happy life. Anyway, Sophia remembers Eve, I think her name is, the madam. Yeah. She goes to her house. I like this is like the one time we see her just dressed like a normal person. Like she doesn't have her wig on. She also has a weird umbrella lamp in her room that was very distracting. Eve is like under the impression Sophia's the hangman. Sophia's under the impression that she's super loyal to the Penguin. They realize that neither of those things are exactly true. Because Sophia's like, wait a minute, the Penguin knew I wasn't the hangman. He never told you that? And she's like, no, he actually never did. She lets her know. She's like, oh, by the way, he's in Crown Point. Don't say you got that from me. She's like, okay. And it ends with like Victor trying to dance with the Penguin's mom, and Sophia's just in the apartment with like her crowbar. And I was like, oh man, if he was Jason Todd, Victor would die. But obviously he's a completely different character and will live a long time.
There's respect there between Eve and Sophia, because you're like, you know, all right, two girls, you know, looking out for each other and trying to get through this, you know, this crazy world. And, you know, it's like we all know that Oz is a scumbag for himself at the end of the day too. So why don't I do something nice for myself for once?
Yeah.
Especially when she was like trying to protect all these women with like the suicide prevention and all that other stuff, and then just everyone just turns on her.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's so fucked up. So of course they want to stick up for each other when they find out.
Yeah. So then we get episode 7, Top Hat. Oz fights to preserve everything he's built, while Sophia makes a shocking discovery. So Sophia's got Oz's mom in captivity. And she's like kind of having like little episodes here and there, and they kind of go into the backstory, and we see young Oz with his brothers.
Fuck that little kid. That little kid should be dead. Fuck that little kid.
Dude. So I mean, all the actors are so good in this show, man. Yeah. From that little kid to the mom to Vic to Kristen Milioti, Colin Farrell, dude. It's like amazing. It's a powerhouse of actors that was thrown into this.
And his goddamn accent. Hilarious.
So you think he sat there with Colin Farrell going back and forth about it, or do you think he just watched like the Penguin? Like, I wonder how much they gave him to be able to match that, but it was matched flawlessly. It was
I love that they just made the Penguin like he's usually either like Cockney or just like very fancy or whatnot, or he's a fish man. And they just went, you're Guido. You're total Jersey Guido.
I mean,
that's what it is.
I mean, he's mafia. He's mob. You know, he's mobbed up. So it's like, you know, it's you know, don't fucking lie to me, Vic. Ma, I'm gonna take care of you, Ma. I love you, Ma.
So we find out that he's the middle child, and he probably got babied more because of his like condition. But we see that he's jealous of the attention his brothers get. And remember, he takes things very personally. So while playing in the goddamn sewers, they go to a place that makes it hard for him to go. They enter this water drainage thing, and he can't go down the ladder, and he thinks they did it on purpose. They're like, no, we're sorry. We're sorry. And to be a dick, he closes the door on them as it's about to rain. And he thinks nothing of it. And goes back.
They did do it on purpose.
He lies to his mom, and I do like that. He's like, Mom, they went to the movie. She's like, what did they see? And he's like, they saw Beetlejuice. I'm like, wait, Tim Burton exists in this universe? How did Tim Burton's career take off without?
That's kind of cool.
How did Tim Burton's career take off without Batman? And this is a universe where Tim Burton's career failed because he didn't do Batman afterward.
He should have said they went to go see Waterworld.
They saw Waterworld.
Well, I saw Waterworld, man, down in the sewers.
So I mean, 1988.
The imagery here of young Oz looking out the window and the rain starting to come down, dude, and it's starting to pour, and then the screams you hear in the background, and it's like, oh man, like the imagery through all of these episodes, through, you know, when she was in her cell, and like the wallpaper on the walls, and even in the and I think the next episode when, you know, he opens the car door and you think she's in there or not, like the way that they played with the camera through this whole series, like really adds to just how great this series is. I mean, it's fucking unbelievable.
It was,
but yeah, that moment I was shitting bricks.
Well, when he was looking out the window, I also thought, I was like, oh, he's gonna get nervous because he realized, like, oh, I guess I was a little more on the positive side and be like, oh, he didn't realize they got locked in, like he's probably getting nervous, like, oh no, and now I'm gonna get in trouble because I don't want to tell.
It shows that a little bit. You start to think that maybe he might say something though.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, that one moment where he like cuddles up and smiles, that last moment, you're like, that motherfucker did it on purpose. Fuck that kid.
While watching a Fred Astaire movie where he's wearing the top hat and the fancy tux, so we get, like that in his mind is like the coolest thing, and he just wants to look like that. Which I guess gives an excuse to have the more classic looking Penguin. Because in the movie, he kind of wore the white and black, but he didn't really do the top hat. But they said
things you got to do to look like that. Kill your brothers.
But then we find out Sophia realizes like her little cousin is like in a mental asylum, and she's like accusing Sophia of stuff, and she sees like her little cousin has been cutting herself, and she's like, wait, I am creating another monster out of an innocent victim. So she actually, instead of lying, she just tells her, she's like, I killed them all and they all deserve to die. So, I mean, that's also pretty terrible. She's probably going to be fucked up both ways, but at least she's not being lied to. At least she's being
she
honest.
didn't save the girl. I mean, she, trying to give her a better life. Let me just kill your parents and all your family in a sick, sadistic way. Like, no, the girl's still going to be screwed up.
Yeah, and she's in this home. Look at this fucking home she's in. Jesus Christ, she might as well be dead.
There is no hero in this fucking story.
Give Sophia a break, okay? She spent 10 years getting electroshocked and doing shrooms and sleeping with her doctor. She's not really thinking she's not playing with the full deck of cards, all right?
I want to see this little girl have a series where she just comes out older and fucking destroys everything and is a horrendous villain.
She becomes Magpie 2.
Magpie 2! Magpie 2!
Magpie 2!
You guys killed.
She's gonna be female Egghead. She's gonna be female Egghead.
Oh my god!
Also, wasn't Magpie a little bit Harley Quinn-esque, a little bit too much leaning into the Harley Quinn-esque kind of feel?
In the show?
Yeah, in the show.
Yeah, she's way too. At first, I thought they were playing like a Harley Quinn kind of character.
Yeah.
And then she said Magpie, and I was like, what?
Yeah, it reminded me of like Arrow when he goes through the cells and you hear Harley Quinn just in the one, but you only hear her voice. And I thought that's what they were gonna do, but then you see her and
the
it's
Suicide
Magpie.
Squad movie fucked that all up. Yeah. Dude, when Arrow was really good, they set up the Suicide Squad, and then the movie got greenlit, and they couldn't like use the characters.
Use them anymore.
Fucking killed the momentum. Oh god, that pissed me off so much. Anyway, so Maroni.
Fuck this scene.
Yeah, Maroni like infiltrates Oz's like work operation, but then Maroni just has like a heart attack while fighting.
That was dumb.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I do like Oz's reaction. Then he just shoots him to make it look like he did it.
I gotta rewatch this whole show because like there's moments that I kind of missed and want to go back and look at. But he also said that the gangster Rex that he used to look up to died of a heart attack at one point. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like there's some kind of through line there. I just haven't had enough time with.
Here's the thing, though.
Figure it out.
This is what I want to know. So, in like live action Batman stuff, we've only ever seen Maroni turn Two-Face into Two-Face once, and that's the flashback courtroom footage in Batman Forever. Because in Dark Knight, it's an explosion that the Joker does. Yeah. And then in Joker 2, there's another explosion. Maroni's not even involved, and Harvey Dent gets hit with what? Did you end up seeing Joker 2, Frank?
No, I haven't sang along to that one yet.
Oh, spoiler. Harvey Dent's in it for no reason, and the side of his face gets burned. It's kind of like a nothing thing.
Really? I didn't know he got burned.
And then in Gotham, they introduce Harvey Dent, and then he disappears, and then Maroni gets killed, and now Maroni's dead. So, like, does Two-Face already exist in this universe? Are we never actually going to see Maroni throwing the acid other than that one Batman Forever clip? It's just weird. He's such a big part of his origin. They always rework him in some other way.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
I was going to say, this universe is very odd. It's very, very odd because a lot of characters now all of a sudden don't exist. Very big in the universe.
They kind of just took out a lot of like your mob aspects, and I have a theory on all of this kind of once we get to the end. But I mean, this Batman universe is aiming more towards your rogues galleries and villains like that.
They're calling it the epic crime universe, like or the epic crime saga. But yeah, it's just funny that like they keep including Maroni and then they don't ever really use him to make Two-Face. Although Two-Face could exist. Remember, we found out in The Batman that the Joker is just the thing that no one's talking about. So he must not be a big deal yet.
I think he comes in. I mean, especially where the series goes towards the end and like what we're kind of aiming towards. I think we see a Harvey Dent in part 2.
Yeah. Sophia sends a car in there and Oz thinks it's going to be his mom, but it's just a bunch of C4 and he hides in the fucking storm drain that killed his brothers.
That was great. Awesome. That was a great.
And then he crawls out. Somehow he keeps fucking living.
Yeah.
He won't stop
living. He doesn't tell any of his boys what he sees. He's got tons of people down there working. Just another thing is we get deeper into this series that shows, he really is a fucking scumbag, doesn't care about anybody else.
And Victor is like the only one that wants to go in and like save him. Everyone's like,
wants to ride out.
Yeah, and then we get to the final episode. Great or Little Thing. Truths are laid bare as Oz Cobb. Oh, by the way, I thought they did call him Cobblepot in the movie. And I thought Cobb was just them being short for it, but apparently he is just Oz Cobb in this universe.
Yeah, he's just Oz Cobb, but I think we only got Oz in the movie. I don't think we got a last name. That's why.
Yeah, I have to watch.
But it's also like I get that they kind of want to split the idea of like who his other origin stories and all that are, but it's like just give me Cobblepot. I don't know.
Well, it's kind of like they didn't do Edward Nigma for the Riddler. They gave him like 3 different aliases. They never tell you his real name, and it's like, just give us the goofy names. All right.
It was like to be grounded, right? Is that what they said? Why they just called him Cobb? But yeah. But anyway, I mean, I love this. I love it. I think it's great. I don't think we're gonna go the fantastical route. Like I think that, originally thought that we were gonna go. But there is a James Gunn universe coming out soon, and hopefully they go fantastical. So.
Yeah, and here we see I like what they did with this. So we forgot to mention in the flashback episode, it shows that after the boys died, the mom went a little nutsy. And she takes Oz to like a nightclub wearing like a shiny dress that we see her wear earlier in the series. And she's like, "You're going to get me everything I ever wanted." And Oz is like, "I'll do it for you, Mom." We get to see more of that. And I like how they did this where it's the older actress in the flashbacks. Yeah. So you don't kind of lose the connection with them.
But the fact that you already saw this flashback.
Yes.
And now you're seeing it from a different point of view, which is absolutely phenomenal.
And I love when she starts to break from it and it cuts to Sophia and the doctor with the red lights and getting her back in the vision. So we find out that
that was also that was the moment that decided the rest of her life, whether she was going to be at least I guess semi happy with an idea on her shoulder that she just had to kill her son that she knows killed her other sons, or she sticks with it and makes the decision that you can't really feel that bad for her about. It's like.
We learn here that she figured it out pretty quick that he locked them in there and let them die. Yeah. And she wants Max to kill them. Max is like, "Hey, we can get him under our wing and set him straight and he can work for us, or we could take care of him." She wants Max to kill him.
Well, because she keeps saying like, he's the devil. Like, I'm not even going to risk that.
So they get Oz to come to the very same nightclub. And Sophia decided that for this torture thing, she should look as hot as she fucking could. She's like, "You know what? I think tits out cleavage is good for torturing people's mothers." I'm like, that's not an appropriate outfit. But
our baby.
So they're torturing Oz and trying to get him to confess that he killed the brothers, but he will not give up. The only other time we see him drop a lie is because he's doing a different lie for someone else. And he weighed the pros and cons. He's like, that person's probably going to die, so it doesn't matter if they know what my lie is. So even as the mother's being tortured, your own mother is being tortured, and we all know the truth. And eventually the mom just lets it out. She's like, "I hate you. I've always hated you. I've always known the truth." And he's just in denial. He doesn't want to admit that it's happening.
He can't. I mean,
it'll destroy him. It's everything that he believes is his own vision and belief.
Yeah, but that's what he has in his head. It's what keeps him going. He's like, it's going to be me and my mother. Like he cannot have her be mad at him in this moment because it's like, no, I'm doing this for you, even though he's doing it for himself. But he's like, no, I'm doing this for you. I did everything for you. Like the rest will all be for you, ma. And then he just can't just say that it's like the end of Breaking Bad where Walter White finally, comes up and he says,
"I did it
You're
for
right.
me.
I did it for me." And
I liked it and I was good at it.
So good, dude.
But gosh. I like that she tells him, she's like, "I had enough love for all of you. Why did you take them from me? What is wrong with you?" And it's like, "Well, because your son's insane. I don't know what to tell you."
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. He probably should have been committed early. I don't know.
And Sophia feels for her too. You can tell Sophia's like, "Oh, I hate this." At least feels for the mother. Especially, you can tell that in when she first realized, because the mother is telling Sophia all and saying how she believes in her son and this and that, and all of a sudden her dementia kicks in. And Sophia's like, "What the fuck just happened?"
It's Sophia's vibe through the whole show. She's standing up for women that can't stand up for themselves, and it's like it's just why it's. I mean, it's awesome, and she's trying to do the right thing that she thinks is doing the right thing in her head, but
Team Sophia,
screws Oz, shit.
Fuck Oz.
Plus she's super hot, so it really helps.
But
when I met her in person,
I was gonna say, how hot is she in person?
So when I met her in person, she's so like, I mean, like every actor you ever meet, you know, she was a little bit shorter than you thought that she would be. She was, and it was a very brief. I saw her outside of the studio where they were shooting, and it was a very brief, just hello, hey, how you doing? Very nice to meet you. She was, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. You know, and that was it. Which is like, you know, you don't want to get too weird. So, but she came off extremely nice. And then also when you're there, like when I was there in that room, you feel that, like you feel her presence. Like she might be 5'2", 3, 4, whatever she is, like a little shorter than you and the smallest person in the room. But when she walked in and you're supposed to feel, you know, Sophia Falcone's presence, like you feel it. And especially through her eyes, when she's staring you down, you're like, it makes you want to look away because you're like, oh, fuck. But yeah, she killed it, man. She really did.
You know, I was at Monster Mania this weekend. There were like a lot of big celebrities, and people were saying the same thing. Like when they're there, you feel it. And they were saying that about me. They were like, on my way to Celebrity Room, aisle 7, I walked past your booth, Tony, and I felt your presence. And I said, yes, I am a big deal. I'm a big deal.
Oh my God.
No, that's insane, different. They feel the awkwardness.
It's insane in movies how much celebrities and stars, how different, like there's a different glow, and the movie just makes them shine so much more. So I worked on a whole bunch. Like I thought they say Lucy Liu is supposed to be one of the most beautiful people that ever exists and stuff like that. And then I saw her. She's also very short. She was also very nice.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's like one of those things. If I was walking by her, I wouldn't know. Scarlett Johansson, everyone walked by her. Everyone, because she looks like a normal Brooklyn girl.
Yeah.
But when she's put on the screen and done up, then you're like, oh shit, she's beautiful. But when they're just chilling, they literally look as average as can be.
Real quick,
I mean, that's what I get all the time when people see me on the screen. They're like, "Oh my god!" But then they see me just chilling like this, you know, in my basement. They're like, "Who the fuck is that?"
There's two people though. I need to say real quick. There's only two people I ever thought was absolutely stunning. Was Rosario Dawson and Julianne Moore, and I will say that till the day I die. Like those two, not only do they have great souls and they have great personalities and so sweet, but their off-camera presence they're just stunning.
Well, look,
just stunning.
Fuck, what was the joke I was going with? God damn it! I had a joke, and I just lost it. Fuck.
Good work.
Oh god, I had it. You interrupted me. Fuck, I had like a funny thing. God.
But then also when I was on set and you had Colin Farrell come in with his whole getup and makeup and all that on, you really think it's just this guy that's cast as the Penguin that looks just like that, or excuse me.
Did you yell? It's the Penguin.
It doesn't look like it's Colin Farrell. And then the whole time he's in his accent, he's running his lines. And then I don't think it was till like the third or fourth time that they yelled cut that he said something, just as Colin Farrell. And then you look into his eyes. Like I'm like 2 feet away from him and he spoke and I looked into his eyes and I was like, holy shit, Colin Farrell's in there. Like it blew me the fuck away.
If I was there, I would have, when he said his real voice, I would have been like, hey, fucker. You're just supposed to squeak. You got to go, Quah! You got to honor Burgess Meredith as security's dragging me out. You got to do it like Burgess Meredith. Go.
Also, he lived above Burgess jewelry store or something in this.
Oh, that's clever. That's a nice
I didn't notice that.
Yes. One of the very few things that I picked up on the first one.
So yes, as good as this scene is, it's kind of lazy with how they get him out. It's like, oh, he breaks the chair and shoots them and gets away.
Well, his mom also has a stroke. You find out.
Yes. Well, he doesn't know she has a stroke yet.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm sorry. This whole scene is just one of it's one of the very few scenes in this that I'm like, get the fuck out of town. Like something bad happens like real quick, and then he fell. He got up. Somebody else fell.
And he gets out of there. And
with a bum leg, carries his mom out with 5 other dudes in there that also have guns, and then got like this one I had to suspend belief for. And I get it, but there wasn't a reason of how there should have been something else thrown in there for him to be able to get away easier. And it felt. I know.
Well, they knew people would nitpick
it.
They knew people would nitpick it, and they came up with a good device to make sure you didn't focus it on too much, and that was showing off her tits.
Did this scene though seem like a car advertisement for a hot minute?
Yeah, they really lingered on that Impala. Yeah.
They did, and I was
seemed
like,
a Kristen Milioti advertisement.
Yeah, really.
Hey.
For that
girl
scarf. Wait, Crystal, have you ever done a scarf going over your boob into a dress look before?
I haven't, but I should try.
You should try. Let me know how that works out.
Got it.
Maybe I'll try it. I'll wear like a.
You should try it, Tony.
Wear like a V-neck and do like a scarf into.
Maybe it means it's a metaphor for her finally turning into the hangman because it's tight around her neck and blood and red and maybe there's some.
That's actually smart, right?
Frank. Imagine if it was John Turturro or Mark Strong with a scarf going over their boob and they're wearing a wig and they're going, "Oh, I'm Sophia." That would have been so much better.
That's why Mark Strong keeps coming back. That's it.
I have to Photoshop like Mark Strong in like a wig in the yellow dress.
Oh God. Put that one out there that she finally turns into the hangman maybe is she wearing a scarf through the last couple episodes maybe, and maybe that's showing the strangulation of who she's becoming.
She starts.
I think she starts wearing red more. Yeah.
Just red.
She's wearing red more.
Yeah. So she decides. I feel like she's because she wants to leave. She's like, I don't want to be like my dad. I'm becoming a monster. I want to get out of here. But she needed to deal with Oz first. But I think the mom telling Oz that she hated him was enough for her. It's he has to live with that forever. So she's ready to leave the country and just go to Italy. And she basically told the family, she's like, you could all have it. Whatever wants it.
She did tell the family. She told the different mobs.
She said kill Oz, right? Didn't she say kill Oz?
She said the first person that captures Oz.
Oh, right. It was capturing Oz.
Can get the house and everything here. I'm leaving. I love the moment. They're like, but why are you leaving when you have everything? She's like, because I can. Yeah. And I love that moment. But she's telling all the different gangs that.
You're right. I misremembered it. But yeah, the triads get him. But great job, Crystal. The triads get him, but the head of the triads is then betrayed by his underlings because Oz is basically gaslit all of them. So yeah, Oz goes to kill her, but he made a deal with the crooked politician. He's like, all right, you got the lights on, but I need you to do more for me. He's like, look, we can't do this. And they figure out a way. He's like, I will give you this crime lord who's wanted for things if you help me out. So instead of killing her, he leaves her there for the cops. And I keep forgetting that in this universe, the chief of police talks like this.
Oh my God, I hate it. I hate it.
It's a choice to cast that guy. That's awesome. Also, that kind of what starts to bring you down this path and give you a vision of what the Batman Part 2 is going to be, because it's Oz coming into that courtroom now, and now he's trying to move up into the world. So you see it as he's not just moving up within, the mobs and being, just the king of the streets. He also now wants to get into, whether it's, the government type jobs. So, I mean, plus there's, there's a Court of Owls reference around that whole courtroom. So it's now so he's not just moving up within, so he's already taken out all the street mobs. What's next? So now he starts to get into these higher class, type of people who run the city and run the world. So now Oz might be getting into something that he can't handle and control anymore. Then Batman comes in and he's trying to take out the Court of Owls, and then he might even have to go to Oz because Oz has now infiltrated that, and they might work together in Part 2.
They're going to keep he's going to be like Loki, where they're going to keep him around even if he's not the main bad guy. That is good.
I think Batman and the Penguin will be working together to take down the Court of Owls in Part 2. Yeah. And we will see Sophia again. She's because
I forgot the end of her storyline, we're reminded she gets a letter from Selena Kyle, who is her half sister. I'm like, they're probably, because Selena Kyle left Gotham, but I guess she's going to find a reason to come back and maybe connect with Sophia, and we'll see what happens there.
Good.
Yeah. I think that's awesome. That's pretty badass, because then you bring her back. You have a chance to be able to bring her back and give her a different role and see more of her.
But here is where we find out that his mom is comatose. She's like a vegetable now. She had a stroke.
This kills me.
Yes. And he's like, I did everything for you, and he's so weak. And he's very, very depressed about it. But him and Victor celebrate a little bit. They're like, our plan worked. We did it, and we're like a family. And as soon as, by the way, I knew he was gonna kill Victor.
Did you? Did
oh,
you?
No.
Yeah,
Did you? Yeah.
Did you think so?
I
Really?
100% knew.
Fuck
and
you.
the moment they did the flashback where he kills his brothers without thinking, I was like, oh, Victor doesn't have a fucking prayer. Victor's 100% dying.
I thought he was still going to use him. I thought he would at least be in a second season to where he's still his little henchman, and that's who he has by his side because he needs someone like that who knows his shit.
I thought the Penguin's going to be like, hey, Victor, I have these umbrella guns that do cool things. And he's gonna be like, Oz, what does this umbrella do? And he's like, he goes, this umbrella gun throws an ice beam, and he goes, hey, Victor, freeze, and then he was gonna be Mr. Freeze.
But then he has an entire family of penguins that dance and that are kind of robotic.
Yeah, he could have been Victor Sass.
Yeah, he's like, Victor Zaz. Hey, you kill that guy, you should mark your skin every time you kill a guy. No, I knew Victor was going to die. I didn't think they were going to, like, draw it out for so long and make it so hard to watch. Like, even Oz feels bad about it. But like you said, he's like, they went after my family, and they knew that was something that would get to me, so I need to relieve myself of things like that.
It was very...
Whereas a superhero would put on a costume and conceal their identity, he is not a superhero. He's a bad guy. You might have picked up on this. He's the Penguin from Batman.
He's bad guy? Penguin?
Got it now.
So the bad guy version, the bad guy version is, I have people close to me. I'll just kill them so they won't be a burden on me anymore.
And then he drops the license in the water. What the fuck? Like,
to show that it was a robbery.
His whole family drowned, and he threw him in the water. And I see people who are mad about this.
Yeah, and his family drowned. Yeah, that's kind of cool. But it's also like, a robbery. You take his wallet, make it look like some, some bum.
And people were mad about this, and they wanted Victor to live. I'm like, no, Penguin is a bad guy. Like, this was like his moment to become the bad guy. And it's effective that he kills such a likable character. Yeah. So it has a bigger impact. If he had killed... I don't know.
People can be mad about it, but not be like, the show shouldn't have done that, but be mad that he died because I think everyone felt that. Everyone's
That's the reaction they wanted, and even the actor dug it. I watched the behind the scenes. He's like, I thought that was really, really cool.
I mean, you had to kill him.
Yeah,
mm-hmm. The actor he went. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, through the whole series, like we were saying, I mean, you have these soft spots for the Penguin, right? I mean, you have to. I mean, they just wanted to end it with something so vicious, with someone that we truly fell in love with, just to remind the viewer at the end, like, look how much of a scumbag this guy really is. Plus, every other mob in Gotham, their number twos just killed the number ones.
Oh my God, that's insane.
And Victor just set all that up with him. So, once he got a little bit of love, and then, also the weakness side of it, to where he can't have a weakness and needs to be, just him and nothing to be around and to pull him down. But it was very Tony Soprano, Christopher-esque. Spoilers.
Okay. I will say, I like, there's another problem.
Oh, did you guys not see The Sopranos?
I've never seen it.
No!
I gotta go.
There is another thing that's lingering that Long Halloween plays on, because Long Halloween and Dark Victory kind of showed this thing where, like, Batman's introduction not only got rid of organized crime, but it introduced this new insane gimmicky character-driven crime. So we already have the Joker and Riddler in this universe. Mm-hmm. Now the organized crime is run by runner-ups and psychopaths. We're gonna get more colorful villains probably coming in.
Can I ask real quick for Long Halloween?
Yeah.
Where the fuck? I went to go rewatch it, and I forgot they took off so many fucking amazing animated Batman movies off of HBO. So many, the ones that we reviewed, none of them are there.
Yeah, some of them might be on Netflix still, or you might have to buy them. Yeah, it's crazy.
The anime type one is gone. Almost all of them are fucking gone.
Yeah, now they kind of like cycle them through.
The animated one was actually pretty faithful to the book. I finally my original book, the pages kept falling out of it. I finally rebought it. I want to like sit and reread it. But yeah, so because he has to dress nicer and be a more upstanding citizen, his only frame of reference of fancy is Fred Astaire. So people were like, oh, they did the whole him earning the costume look. I'm like, no, he's just an idiot. And he's like, hey, this is what cool rich guys wear. Yeah. It's like, movie from the 50s.
It also goes with earning the costume. I mean, same thing. I mean, in his mind, that's earning, the costume. That's who he wants to be. That's the top of the top, baby.
And then he got his mom the penthouse apartment with the view.
Shit,
even though he fucking promised her, because she said, I do not want to be a vegetable. Once my brain I do not want to be that person, drooling, blah, blah. And now that's exactly.
Yeah, he only cares about himself, and now he needs. That's why.
Sad.
That's why in the hospital room he's begging for her to say that that she's proud of him, because he doesn't care if she's proud of him or not. It's for him. It's for him.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Someone is proud of him.
He figures it out. He gets his girlfriend to dress up like her mom and say that she's proud of him.
Dude, it's so dirty and grimy and just a shit. Like it really hammers home. Before we go any further into the next movies, that we don't like this guy. He's a scumbag, man.
This is what makes you believe. Like this entire whole from Victor, him killing Victor to the very end is when you feel fuck this guy. Like at first you're like on and off. Okay, kind of get where he's coming from. From Victor death on, you're like, fuck this guy. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Awesome. And then she goes, "You did it, Oz. No one can stand in your way." Except for Batman.
So cool.
Everyone just conveniently forgets Batman is even Victor should be like, or not Victor, Oz should be like, well, there is that guy who dresses up like a bat. He kicked my ass the one time. He'll probably get in my way, to be honest. But let's
such
just
a
dance
cool
right
imagery.
Well, Batman hasn't been around since,
or if he's around,
season.
He's doing something. They
bigger?
said symbolically, they said this is them showing that the Penguin is now a big enough threat for Batman.
Exactly. That's where I was trying to go with.
Yeah, so we need to figure out what has Batman been doing. And he at the end of that movie, he is trying to rebrand as more of a hero and less of a vigilante. So I don't know I don't think he leaves Gotham. That would be a shitty time to leave Gotham, but he might be taking care of other things.
I mean, what was this within a couple weeks, maybe? So it's he's, Batman's probably trying to restructure, refigure out who he is, what he wants to be. And, and from there,
also, besides the mob, there are other gangs. We saw them in the movie. There are crazy street gangs who probably took a lot of advantage of the city being flooded. And there's a lot going on that they can't really take care of it all.
Yeah.
Which is allowing all this shit to happen. But yeah, that was the Penguin. Where do you want to see this go? Oh, I was gonna say, hold on.
Wow.
I want this. I want Sophia to look like this in the next one. This is from Dark Victory, where she really is the hangman, and because she fell out a window in Long Halloween, and she's in a neck brace. At the end, you find out she has a wig and her head's all
Isn't it because
together.
she's trying to avenge her father's death. Her father's death. She's actually avenging her father's death and killing police officers or something, right?
Yeah, that was the Dark Victory one. I really like this series. So DC had already tried this, spinning off the character with Peacemaker, the John Cena show, which was a spinoff of The Suicide Squad.
Have you watched Peacemaker? Is it good?
Oh, Peacemaker's great.
It's fantastic.
But the problem
highly recommend.
The only problem is because that movie and Peacemaker are in the Snyderverse timeline, and they're doing another season, so they're like, some of the Snyderverse happened, but not. I guess the Flash fucked everything up, and maybe Peacemaker is now in a new timeline, but
I don't think it's as difficult as you're making it sound, but it's pretty much just it's a reboot with the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker part of it, and pretty much a full other reboot from there. But Peacemaker's awesome. It's worth it.
So if you're to tell someone that hasn't seen it, watch Suicide Squad first and then watch that, is there any other things that a person should watch before watching
Peacemaker? No, just the Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
That's all you need to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the Suicide Squad is really good. I don't know. Did you ever get around to watching that? The Suicide Squad? Did you ever get around to the Harley Quinn movie, the Birds of Prey movie?
Her? Me? Her?
Yeah, I'm asking her, Crystal.
Are you kidding me?
I know you have.
I've seen bits and pieces. I don't think I've actually watched the entire thing. I don't think I ever sat down.
I think you would like the Harley Quinn movie. I think some people shit on it. The Birds of Prey stuff is kind of worked in kind of sloppily, but other than that, it was good.
That's what I think. The Birds of Prey. I
it should have just been called Harley Quinn. I don't know why they did that, but anyway, So I really like this. I really like this spinoff. I like this idea of doing like little shows in between seasons. It's not the only one doing it. What you call it? The MonsterVerse, the Godzilla timeline. They put out a Monarch show, which is set between the first and second Godzilla movie. Kurt Russell was in it. His son was in it. And it was a fun little like, hey, here's like a little adventure these guys went on in between these two movies. I like this.
I was gonna say Dune's doing a whole series.
Yeah, they're doing the Bene Gesserit. It's like about them. And then like Sonic the Hedgehog, they did that Knuckles series that's in between movies. Yeah. I'll never watch it because video games are for children. But it's a thing that they're doing now. Who would you like to see get a show? I think that's.
I was just gonna say that. Do you guys like? I don't know if I want to see another season of the Penguin. Per se,
no. Yeah, I
think that would take it in a different direction.
I would
love to see all these different characters that aren't so built up that we've seen so many times.
Ever since Saltburn, I didn't care about the Robert Pattinson Joker, and I didn't really care about that actor. But after Saltburn, I kind of want to see more of that Joker because I really like that actor's performance.
Yeah, but it's just how do you do a Joker series?
Not yet.
He's done too much.
Not
take
yet.
another.
Yeah. We just had a shit Joker movie. We don't need another one this soon.
It's too much to go into his full life as well.
Yeah, so take a character we don't see often.
Yeah. I know the Riddler got his own comic book in this universe. Frank, who's a character you want to see in this universe so far get their own spinoff?
So I mean, we probably won't get it until after the second film. So there will probably be some setup there, maybe a Harvey Dent-esque type of show. I mean, or what they were originally going to do. I think what the Penguin was supposed to be, the GCPD show, to where it's some kind of crime law enforcement TV show, where if you do Harvey Dent, then you do something within the courtroom and some kind of law and order kind of feel. Or I mean, it's this universe really should, at this point, I mean, you get a feel that it's going to be grounded. So it would just be another, or if the Court of Owls show up, something wild about the Talons and some kind of show based around that from behind the scenes. That would be kind of cool.
I'm trying to think who I want.
I wonder if the back of my head can be in it. Can the back of my head be in it?
Your back of your head.
That is actually the entire season. It's actually called Craig's back ahead.
I'm gonna look up the Batman font, and I'm gonna do a poster just called "The Back of Frank's Head" with you, Photoshop you on the red background, the back of Frank's head.
He's back for some head. What?
All right, I think I know who. There's two people.
Okay, go.
You can go last. You always go last.
Okay, go.
Thank you. Of course, I would want to see Poison Ivy. Because she's like my woman. Like I like to think I am her in a delusional world.
Mm-hmm.
I like to grow plants and shit. And
we like to think that you are too.
Thank you. Or if Poison Ivy's too, mainstream or stuff like that, maybe like Talia al Ghul.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I think that would be fun. Showing that entire side.
Realistic versions of them might be a bummer, but the new DCU will have spin-off. We're actually going to review Creature Commandos, which is in the new timeline, and it already establishes that Clayface exists in this upcoming Batman universe.
That's fantastical.
The one that will be in the shared universe, separate from this. So I think Poison Ivy would work more in that. When it comes to this universe, I would love to see them do Catwoman When in Rome, where she goes to Italy on an adventure. The only problem with that is she can't bring the Riddler with her, because this version of Riddler wouldn't really jive well with that story. And also, I feel like she would have a lot of resentment toward him after flooding Gotham.
I just feel like we've seen so much Catwoman shit too.
Yeah.
Like I want to see, like I said, I want to see someone that we don't.
Well, we never got like a soul. Well, we did get a solo Catwoman thing with Halle Berry.
Yeah, we did.
But that was so not Catwoman. That was like something else. But yeah, I would like to see that. I don't know. I'm interested as someone who liked the Robert Pattinson movie, but felt like it was like a little. I was kind of lukewarm on it just because the length and the pacing was bad with that.
It's long. It's long, but I mean, a lot of that film was just, made me excited for what's to come. I think I said that a lot in that review I wasn't thrilled about it, but I was excited for what it's setting up, and you could really feel something awesome coming.
And look at that.
It felt like two movies in one. Yeah. And this show
has kind of delivered for me. I'm like, okay, I'm now invested really in this universe. I want to see where it's gonna go, and I don't mind if this is grounded and they have the more fantastical one. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
There's different versions. But yeah, I am excited to see what happens. Let's get through some super chats before we leave. Get your super chats in now, everybody. And I should actually
super chat. I'm gonna go pee.
I'm gonna also bring up Twitch because sometimes the bits don't show up on Twitch. Let me just make sure. Stream manager. Did we get any? I think we're good for now. Okay. Aussie Dragoon for $2. Is that Star? God damn it, he left. Well, I'll bring that up when he comes back.
Okay, I was gonna say he's not there.
Lenny Laserdisc, this is the ultimate Forgive Your Father show. All jokes aside, I thought this was phenomenal. Thank you, Lenny Laserdisc. Laserdiscs. I agree. I forgot to get I ran out of coffee and I forgot to get a drink, so my mouth is drying up. So I couldn't hit the S, and I just went dicks. Thank you, Lenny Laserdiscs. Dude abides for $5. Does Crystal have a yellow dress like the one in Sophia Gigante's
I'm gonna get one. Not now, but I will. I want one so bad. She's so hot.
Wait, Crystal, is that the star of HBO Max, the Penguin, Frank Volpe?
What?
Oh my God, it's him!
Whoa!
Fuck you guys. Fuck the
Hear you Pilot 379 for $4.99. Welcome back, Crystal. How was the date, Tony? Did your fans' advice work? Did you guys see? Oh, you missed this?
What was it? I don't pay attention to you.
I went on Twitter and said, I have a date tonight. Give me some fun topics for conversation.
Oh, shit.
By the way, our date was the day after the election. So I had to scroll through a bunch of ones that said like abortion voting, and I read some.
It's cool. My birthday was on election day, so I don't want to hear it.
Happy
congratulations! You have a new president. I mean, you would have got a new president either way. I hope you got the one you wanted. Anyway, so yeah, the fans were giving me topics to bring up, and I legit sat on a bench with this girl, and I read most of them. There were times where I had to retweet and be like, based off the replies, I don't think you guys go on dates. But she actually thought, she might even be watching now, I don't know. She actually thought it was really fucking hilarious. For me, I'm like, oh, this is a date killer. I'm never getting a second date out of this. But
give him the second date?
Huh?
Did you get it? Did you get the second date?
It had to be delayed. She got sick.
Wait, how did you get the first date? Who is she?
I'm not talking about that on air, you asshole.
Is she watching? Hey, is she watching?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, give him the second date. Give him the second date.
Wait, did you tell me about this date? You might have told me about this.
No, I didn't. I didn't tell you about this one.
Well, you didn't tell me about this one. You told me about all the others.
Yeah, well, nothing.
You actually had a successful one?
Yeah, that's why there was. I tell you about the shit shows. This one,
which has been every single one of them.
Other than me reading these tweets.
You know how many times I get text messages from Tony telling me something absolutely nuts about his dating life? I'm like,
oh, that one recently was a doozy. Anyway, Aussie Dragoon for $2. Tony's doing some John Review-shees. Yes, I'm doing John Review-shees. After I finally did the Animal House cosplay, I was like, it's time for me to review that movie. I got to review it. And I met Mark Metcalf from Animal House, who was also the maestro in Seinfeld. And he was also the master in Buffy, but I don't acknowledge the Buffy TV show, only the Christy Swanson film.
Did he look at you and he was like, John, what are you doing alive?
Yeah, he liked the gossip. He's like, wow, you really nailed it. Movie Buff, $3,005. Getting the back of your head in frame is way cooler than being in a crowd shot. I'm gonna block Movie Buff 3000. You are permanently banned from the channel.
Technically, my face was in front of that camera. Somebody editing that film said,
Frank, technically,
that's not a face that Penguin can
my
love.
section of the stadium got a close-up, and that was also not used. You would have been able to see 22-year-old Tony in IMAX. It would have been great.
Yes. That would have been huge.
Girk Pectus for $5.
No, the Dark Knight's not that old.
Dark Knight Rises. Shut up.
Dark Knight Rises also isn't that old.
I love this show, but I'm so sick of the realistic crap for Batman. I can't wait for Gunn to change the stupid direction, be like the games. Well, Gunn is, again, Creature Commando showed Clayface, and not like the toned down Clayface. It showed giant mud monster Clayface.
All of those characters in Creature Commandos are fantastical to the max. So it's like,
I think we're safe there.
We got Crypto coming in Superman.
The real struggle here. By the way, we have to review the Supermans leading up to Superman. So, Crystal, whenever you're in town, we'll drop you in a Superman review.
You know what that means, Chad.
We don't have to do Superman Returns. We already did.
But we are going to do Man of Steel.
Oh, God. Not looking forward to that. Frank, if we do Man of Steel, I promise you won't cry. Anyway,
cry. So cry because it's so good.
Yes, exactly. That's it, and no other reason.
Tony!
The problem with Superman is with James Gunn, I'm afraid like no one's gonna see it because we're so burnt out on superhero stuff and it doesn't perform. I feel like it's gonna be a good movie, but people might not show up for it. So we might not get those other films if it bombs. But we'll see. We'll see. The flail for $2 says penging. Oh, because it's the penguin pegging.
Pegging.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang it.
I say that.
I was a little disappointed that, Girk Pectus, I never know if I'm pronouncing that right, for $5. I was a little disappointed that Sophia wasn't played by a muscle mommy like Rhea Ripley, but loved her character. I agree. And it should. Oh, by the way, the poll, let's see, the poll. Oh, wow. 69%. Christine Milioti is hotter than Mark Strong in a wig. Strong disagree, but okay. Aussie Dragoon for $5. Clearly, Tim Burton's career took off after his iconic, styling, gritty update of The Grey Ghost. Okay, so in this universe, he made a Grey Ghost movie.
That was Beetlejuice, but it was the Grey Ghost, right? Yeah.
Girk Pectus again for $5. What villain show you want next? We kind of already answered that. I want to see Mad Hatter show, like a science-based invasion of the body snatchers. Anyone could be a sleeper. They kind of did that in Gotham. Remember, he made that virus and it was like fucking everyone up.
Yeah, I mean, Mad Hatter would be pretty cool.
Mad Hatter would be fun. Aussie Dragoon again for $5. The Gunverse is a standalone DC reboot where they keep what people liked and restart everything around it to maximize confusion. Asked Donna Troy. That's a deep DC reference. Hola, hello there for $2. Hey, Frank.
Hola.
Was the food good in episode 2? Yes. Was the food good in episode 2?
So, I mean, the food on set is always delicious. It was shot up.
Yeah, how was that crafty? What kind of crafty do they have?
Baby. I kind of forget. I mean, the food's always good. I kind of forget from what it was now. But what the spread on that table in the episode, in the shot when she grabs that pasta, I was scooping up some mozzarella, some prosciutto, some of the good stuff. It was nice. It was good. Yeah.
Wait, the food was actually edible?
I was sitting there all fucking day long, but yeah, it was an Italian spread. So
that's crazy.
Really,
most of the time, it's like most of the time it's like fake shit.
No,
like shellac
food
and stuff.
So they'll like make a whole bunch of food, and then between when they had a reset, they would cover the food table a lot so that I guess it didn't smell or really go bad. This one time I was on this TV show as an extra, and they put a piece of steak in front of me. We sat there for 8 hours.
Oh,
that piece of steak smelled so and the whole table smelled so fucking bad. And I'm way in the back.
That's why a lot of times they shellacked and they do fake food. Like at the Hallmark shows and stuff. Like there's actually designers, like a lot of the Hallmark shows and stuff like that. Like or if you go into a bakery, it's like it's all set dressings.
Yeah.
All set dressings.
You would think, but no, this was and I was way in the back.
Cheaper. It's probably cheaper to put a shit piece of steak in front of you.
Yeah. Okay, so Mumraw on Twitch says, Vic witnessed where Cobb's injury was. Why didn't he just jab the stab wound to get out of the chokehold? Yeah. You know what? Once Vic started getting strangled, I'm pretty sure Vic could have punched him in the face repeatedly and got out of that. I don't know why he
I think shocked. I think he was genuinely shocked at this and hurt. It's like, why? Why are you doing this? Yeah.
He was too nice. He was like, oh, he'll let go.
But also, he admired him so much. Like, this is a new father figure to him. Like, there's no way he's gonna hurt him.
I can see if he got like thrown off a roof or shot, but the choking, I'm like, I would have started punching.
I think he just cared too much.
I might punch you if I had a dream that you were going to choke me just to be safe.
You
That's why I'm flying down to Florida.
You would get someone. Tony, you wouldn't punch me. You try and get someone else to punch me is what it is.
Frank,
you'd be too scared.
Frank, Crystal said the back of your head ruined Penguin. You want to go?
I would be like eyes. Yeah, you're more of the eyes, Tony. You're the eyes. You're not going to physically do shit, you weak ass bitch.
Except I'm not fat. I'm buff and sexy, right?
Get it.
All right. I guess any last super chats, get them in. Crystal, what is going on? I know you have to get off soon, but let us know where we can find you.
Same.
Give us your new address, the code to your door,
Social security number.
I mean, if you want my social security number, go ahead. You got to take everything else with it.
The fans want to know. That's why I'm not coming down to visit you, because they'll all follow me down and figure out where you live.
And how's Florida life going, Crystal?
Florida is actually really good. Going to the beach a lot, taking a lot of beach walks,
Nice.
just being outside a lot more.
Is your job beach? Is your job beach?
My job is beach. My job is beach. I beach. My job is beach.
My job is just beach.
It's beach. I am now Ken. I am beach.
And Frank, what's the next Batman thing you're going to be cut out of? Can you let us know?
So wherever they're shooting Batman 2, baby, I'm there. They need the back of my head. I am open. Matt Reeves, if you're listening to this podcast, which I know you are, I will be there. For any. Also, they only saw the back of my head, so I could really be cast as Harvey Dent. If you really fucking wanted to cast me as Harvey Dent, I can fucking do it.
No, you need to be cast as Robin.
No,
you need to be Robin. Would you rather be Harvey Dent than Robin?
I don't think that universe is getting a Robin. Also,
listen.
Would you
age out a little bit.
Hollywood.
I'd be anybody, Crystal. If they want to pay me to play in the Batman universe, fucking call me. Jesus
2 for 1
Christ.
deal. 2 for 1 deal. Me and Frank, Tweedledee and Tweedledum will be the Joker's henchmen.
No.
Why?
Don't call me to an offer, and I'll be like, no.
Why?
This is the one offer Frank turns down.
I'll do it.
Like that.
I'll do it. Condiment King and Egghead. We're in.
Can we bring me in as Barbara Gordon? Even as Oracle, I don't give a fuck. Put me in a wheelchair.
No. You're gonna be woke, gender swapped Killer Moth. That's gonna be you.
Fuck you.
And all the internet's gonna be like, oh, they ruined Killer Moth by making her a girl. That was my favorite character growing up, was Killer Moth.
Man.
Maybe you could be Gordon's wife, the one that gets shot by the Joker. You know, you could be her. That'd be
Jesus. But yeah, I have coming up. I have you can actually go on YouTube right now and watch The Wolf. 20-minute short film. Little scariness to you. You can check that one out. You can go to my Instagram and find the easy link for it. And then coming up, I have a movie that should be out within the next month or two, I'm thinking. Possibly Amazon Prime. It's called Sacrum Vindicti Part 2. I play a mobster that is being hunted by a hitman, and we kind of go after it a little bit. It's a good one. It's fun. And then also, I just got word that distribution's going through for a movie called Operation Phoenix. I think that's the final name for the film. 1944 Operation Phoenix. And it's a World War II film where I played a merchant marine with Kostas Mandalore, which could be pretty cool. So,
who is that? I know that name.
He's from the Saw films. Saw 2.
Oh, he's the... Hoffman, he's the protege.
Yes, yeah. Yep. He's on.
Yeah,
yep.
I like that.
I didn't have any scenes with him, but met him at the premiere. Very nice guy.
Let me know if anyone's filming in Florida. Let me know.
In Florida,
hear anyone?
I will. Yeah, let you know. My uncle just filmed a film down there.
Crystal,
What the fuck?
Crystal.
How do you know?
I have a role for you. Do you want to be Minerva, the character played by Zaza Gabor on the old TV show? You want
Actually, yeah. I'm down. I am so down for that one.
Magpie 2. Magpie 2.
All righty. Well, thank you guys. I'm glad you all watched. Sorry for our tech difficulties. Next time, Frank, you're going to restart your computer before we go live.
This worked, right? This worked?
You did good.
When you came back, you
did good.
I did good.
When you came back, Frank. You were fine when you came back.
Oh, God.
But yes.
What they always say.
I will see you all later. Please like, share, subscribe. Hit up Patreon. We got some fun stuff on Patreon. I just put out a commentary track for V for Vendetta. We recorded that on your birthday. Nice. Me and Adam recorded that.
Remember the 5th of November because it was my birthday.
Yeah, and it was easy to remember it because it was happening while we recorded it. And today I did a commentary track for Silence of the Lambs with Chris, the owner of the Buffalo Bill House. So that'll be on Patreon.
Awesome. Did he come over to your place or did you guys do it online?
Yeah, he came over. The next wrap up, one of the movies on our list, the one about the documentary about the movie houses, he's in it. So I had him do a little interview. I'm going to insert a little interview in the next live
I like
wrap
that guy a lot.
Yeah, it turns out we live closer than we thought because he doesn't actually live in the house.
I know. He lives. No, he lives in Jersey.
Yeah. Well, don't say where. But
I'm not saying where. I said Jersey. Jersey's pretty big.
Jersey or New Jersey or Old Jersey?
It's Jersey. You know how many people are like, people could tell I'm from Jersey right away down here.
Because you're annoying?
Like, where are you from? Pretty much. You're like, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Jersey. And they're like, yeah, we know. I was like, so is half of Florida.
You sound like
Florida's
from Jersey.
No, but half of Florida's from fucking Jersey. It's insane. Everyone I meet, oh yeah, I'm from Jersey. I was like, yeah, me too. Look at that. Let's go to the Wawa. Let's go to Wawa's right here. Okay, great. Let's get a hoagie. Same thing in Florida. It's just it's Jersey, but on the beach. 24/7.
All right. I need to get some work done. I will talk.
I have to sleep.
And goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, Zaza Gabor. Goodbye.